Extension is uniquely positioned to develop, deliver, and evaluate effective training programs, such as job safety analysis, hand and finger injuries for oil and gas workers, hydrogen sulfide, and then ultimately our Safe Land USA program was originally developed from hazard recognition programs through the OSHA Susan Harwood Grant.
The Susan Harwood grants are specifically based on worker training and education, with a real focus on recognition, prevention, and avoidance of safety and health hazards in the workplace. As part of the grant, we look for these collaborative efforts or working relationships. We reach out to industry. So we have industry stakeholders based on training efforts that we have previously provided, as well as some of our professional associations and those relationships that are safety focused. And through those, we're able to identify applicable safety and health training topics. And I think that's been a real key to our success with our training. We really try to start with the industry and worker in mind. We get input at the very beginning to make sure that we're developing training topics that are in need and addressing topics that will protect overall worker health and safety.
I reached out to Tiffany at the beginning of the year, asked if she had a training or could design a training to help us battle complacency in the workforce. And so we came up with this, and we took some of our own photos, some of our own incidents, and embedded them into the training that Tiffany already had built and prepared. Then we sat down with Tiffany, myself, our director of EHS, our VP of EHS, my counterpart in West Virginia came up, and then we had some of our field staff set in as well, and go through this curriculum slide by slide and kind of add in some newer, updated photos, some incidents that we were seeing.
This year, we really wanted to focus on hazard recognition and abatement. We're going to look at hazards in the gas industry. How can we better fix those hazards, look for those hazards, and then also to fight complacency on the job site. We do lots of hands-on activities throughout the day. Their feedback and involvement during that training is crucial. And so getting them involved, getting them talking about some hard subjects, such as complacency in the workplace. Is our mind focused on those things throughout the day? Our industry is one that is never ending, and it's 24 hours a day, and just lots of movement, lots of traffic, lots of hazards. So getting the workers talking about those hazards, talking about not only the work that they do, but outside of that, perhaps how their work life is affecting the complacency. And some of the evaluations that we're seeing from the workers who have attended the training already are things like, this training has helped me do a better job hazard analysis. I am now going to pass this along to others on my crew and talk about ways that we can better fight complacency and do better hazard analysis as we go throughout our day. Our mission with Extension is to improve the lives and livelihoods of West Virginians. And for us, it goes beyond that. It goes to the entire gas and oil industry. And so our ability to then collaborate with companies like EQT, companies that we've worked with in the past, having those industry opportunities for them to tell us, this is what we're dealing with, this is what we need from the university. And then for us to be able to turn that around, work on curriculum, and then ultimately go out and train workers who need the training, who are perhaps hard to reach and don't get as much training, is just a great effort on all parts.